Hey, I hope you guys enjoy this kind of interview with some people over at Carbon Systems here. And it's pretty cool because this recording is happening after the actual thing. We talked about it, and I'm going to throw their logo up on the wall over here. Ooh. So you'll start to see their stuff. But it's a really, really great interview. It's talking about the MSP industry, what you can expect, what's been going on, some tips and tricks that they've learned along the way that is going to help you build your MSP. If you want to learn anything more about them, I will leave their link down below. And if you want to check out Growth Generators, by the way, you're going to see me wearing a hoodie fairly often when I'm in the office. It is so cold in this building here. But if you want to learn more about us, head over to growth-generators.com from everything from our resources at /resources to the Discord with almost 1,400 MSPs. Other than that, enjoy the video. This is some of the best content I think I've gotten from a vendor so far, and I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff with vendors and hopefully getting you guys better deals and just seeing who's worth spending your time on because it's your most valuable asset. And hopefully I can bring you guys the best of the best. See you guys in there. Thank you so much for joining me on YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube world.
So nice to be here.
So before we get into it, I know I've already talked about this in the intro, but we have Benjamin Stark and we have Dan Timms, with two M's in there, from Carbon Systems. So you've probably already seen the video of me throwing my box all the way across the room here. I have the Carbon Systems computer here, and I said, "Hey, come on the podcast, the YouTube, whatever you want to call it. Talk to let's. I think." I genuinely believe that there's a lot of companies that, while they mean good, they mean well for MSPs, there is a tremendous amount of just not, they don't really care. They just care enough because the paycheck's coming, right? Or that's a good revenue stream for them. And I don't think that they really, really care about it. So I'm glad to have you guys here to talk about the channel, to talk about, obviously Carbon Systems here, what you guys are working on, and really the benefits that an MSP gets with you, because I only can do such a good job explaining it to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us, Harrison.
Yeah, so take a second to introduce yourselves, and we'll dive into this.
Yeah. My name is Dan Timms. I'm the head of channel for Carbon Systems. I take care of all of our partner accounts for us and bring people into the Carbon Systems ecosystem and help along the buying journey for them.
Love it. Benjamin?
I'm Ben Stark, and I'm heading up the marketing department here at Carbon Systems. And it's my job to generate leads to send over to Dan.
Leads are important. Leads are definitely important. So cool. I like it. I think these two gentlemen work in tandem together to make the MSP life easier. So take a second, because I tell people it's basically a computer. You don't have to worry about or computers, that you don't have to worry about a customer price checking, going through, giving you a hard time when it comes to the computers. Shed some light on that, because I feel like I do a good job explaining it, but I feel like the people at the company could do a better job.
Yeah, absolutely. So Carbon Systems is 100% channel only hardware vendor. We don't have any publicly available pricing. We never sell direct to your customer, unlike some other hardware vendors out there. And we're really in it for the partnership with MSPs. We were built out of the MSP space. I used to own an MSP, so did our owner. We even worked together at an MSP before he started the company. And it was really around the idea that, all the other hardware vendors have kind of dual motive. Both they want to go for the channel business and then they want to go for the direct business as well. And that really limits them in what they can do for their partners, their channel partners. So everything that we do is to strengthen the partnership between us and our MSP partners. At the end of the day, anybody can resell hardware, but to do it at a really high level and have a really good relationship with the people that are out there supporting your products, you have to have that good partnership involved.
I couldn't agree more. Um, I gave you guys a raving testimonial in the video, so I am fairly familiar with what you guys do. And I will say I had to call support one time because of problems that I know I'm the problem in most cases, and that is nothing new, and that was in this case as well. But I got right through support. I mean, they were top tier. I got to give credit where credit's due. I was very impressed with the response time and the support line and genuinely just how much they care about the computer. It's the computer and the customer success.
Yeah. We are a group of former MSP employees, technicians, owners that really know what it's like to be out there in the field every day supporting the hardware. And at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is call a hardware vendor and have them assume you're an end user with no knowledge, right? You want to tell them what your problem is, what you've already tried to do to fix it, and have some actual intelligent responses to that, right? Not just have you turned it off and turned it on again.
That yeah, you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right. So, cool. I think we have a good idea of kind of what Carbon Systems is, and you guys are channel only, so you never. You've already mentioned this, but you don't have to worry about people just coming in, price checking, and just trying to figure out like where you're getting stuff. I know you guys are working on some pretty interesting things. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit on Carbon Connect and what Carbon Connect is? Because I think it's truly it kind of takes the company and the experience that an MSP goes through to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to
Yeah.
take this one. So we just launched Carbon Connect. It's the first ever hardware procurement platform made specifically for MSPs. So it's a fully managed platform with real-time inventory and locked-in margins. So this kind of solves the problem of dealing with legacy portals and using broken quoting tools and kind of having a mess with a bunch of spreadsheets. Carbon Connect solves all of that.
Cool. Um, and what is the experience? If somebody wanted to use Carbon Connect or sign up for Carbon Systems, can you just give them a quick little overview of like what it is, how they do it, and what you see? What do you think other vendors do wrong that are in the space? Because I think, look, there's no shortage of humans making more problems than they need to.
You want to take this one, Dan?
Sure. So, at its core, what Carbon Connect allows you to do is create a quote branded to your MSP with your margin on it, send it directly to the client. They can pay direct on the website, and then we ACH you the margin. With a lot of the distributors and hardware vendors out there, the only option that you have is to bring in that hardware and pay for it yourself and then, mark it up and invoice your customer. There's a lot of back and forth in that process as it stands. So just like we went ahead and when we came out, we wanted to make the experience of procuring and deploying and supporting hardware easier, we've taken the procurement and made it way easier now to where you don't have to worry about taxes, cash flow, back end procurement process. You sell the customer exactly what they need. And then once you send that quote, you're done. Everything's taken care of. We handle it from there. But you still make your margin on that hardware.
Yeah, and you guys will even pre-config computers.
That is correct. Yeah. So our pre-deployment includes a clean install of Windows without the bloatware, fully up to date the day that it ships, Windows BIOS firmware and drivers. We custom name the host name, install the RMM and AV solution, as well as add that device to autopilot if the MSP wants it.
Yeah, well, I think it's tremendous. Um, I mean, look,
And a
being
custom boot screen if you want that too.
oh, I didn't know that. That
Yeah.
was not an option when I got my computer, Dan Tim. I'm just kidding. um, I'm just messing. The no, I mean that's what these gentlemen are talking about is quite literally the fact. I probably should have. The problem is I need the software on the computer to do the recording. Um, and without that, I can't. I actually it crossed my mind several times, but I was like, oh, I'll just go through and I'll show people the entire process. Now I showed a bit of the unboxing and all that, and basically everything with the computer. I didn't even clean the computer. Truthfully, I was curious to see how well this is going to do over the last. It's probably been what 3-4 months now, and I'm still shocked. This thing breathes extremely well. It's whisper quiet when I'm on Chrome and not even loud when I'm gaming. But I would have loved to be able to go through and be like, here's the booting process, but I don't have the setup to with a second computer to capture what the first computer is seeing, because that's the process. But there was nothing. I mean, there was truly nothing on this computer. I think maybe Chrome, and that's it. So it was nice to not have, and if you're not a Chrome user, then you're also a weirdo. But for everyone else, I was really shocked. I was actually expecting to see bloatware and really like minor config and all that kind of stuff. And it was up to date. The first thing I did was check for updates. There was zero updates that were required. I got the computer. I said in the video, a day and a half. I think we talked at like 3 or 4 o'clock. It wasn't the next day. It was the following morning. I got the computer, so that was pretty intense. And I was genuinely, well, I know you guys didn't pay me or anything like that to say anything nice. I was genuinely looking for something I didn't like. I was like, I need a hook, right? This is YouTube land. I need a hook to get people.
I need
They're
a
lying.
thumbnail.
And it was just, yeah, I need something. That's why I was like, are they, I think of the first thumbnail was like, are they even worth it? Um, and I gotta say, I really couldn't find anything that I didn't like about it. And even throughout this entire journey, me using the computer, granted, I mean, my only major complaint would be it's not a full size tower with a full size graphics card. But like, if that's really my only complaint, and it is a business grade machine, most people aren't gaming on it too, but it's edited all my 4K footage. It's it's really just been a great machine overall. I have zero complaints about it.
Just works, right?
It
That's fantastic to
literally
hear.
just works, minus me breaking things. And I won't go into the full synopsis of how much damage I decided to do on the software side, but I needed to do a brand new ISO. We'll leave it at that one. Uh, but other than that, I mean, truthfully, the thing has been bulletproof the whole time. So kudos to you guys. And I think Carbon Connect with giving people the ability. So one thing that I hear a lot from our members here at MS, Growth Generators and our membership MSP Heroes, um, is a lot of the complaints I hear is I can't get through to Ingram, I can't talk to them. It takes weeks, if not months, for me to get an account. And I think you guys have a nice little kind of carve out where you can get people spun up pretty quickly. And truthfully, in my case, in my belief at least, speed to lead is huge. And if you can get people the success they want to see early on, that's a huge win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if somebody goes to carbonsys.com and clicks on the sign up now and register now, fills out the form, within 5 minutes, they're going to get an email from me that says, hey, schedule an onboarding meeting. That'll be a quick onboarding meeting to go through some high level things. And then from that, I mean, you get access to the site. You're able to purchase and procure. If you want to do a demo of Carbon Connect, we can do that too. And just really quick onboarding. Um, I mean, I've been there before. I know when you sign up with a vendor as an MSP, you're like, oh man, I'm going to get a call at least once a week from these people forever,
And
whether
then they
I'm selling their
harass you to
stuff or
buy
not.
their stuff.
Yeah,
And hopefully it's not that much harassment, as crazy as that sounds.
yeah. No, I mean, I've been there before. I know what it's like. I know that if I call somebody up and I say, hey, how much are you going to spend with us this month? That it is going to literally do nothing to change how much they're going to spend, right? It's not like they're sitting on a bunch of quotes waiting for me to call them. So I'm there to be a resource for our partners if they need anything, if they want help with deciding on a solution for their client. That's what I'm there for.
Do you see, especially as you guys, as you specifically have owned an MSP before, where do you see the deficiencies where um, MSPs aren't leveraging, um, they're not leveraging the channel enough? because I think that that's in my opinion at least, there's a huge number of people that aren't leveraging the channel, right? Or if they are, they've almost leaned too much onto it, right? Give me the content, so I can post it. And 9 times out of 10, it's literally just Microsoft content with Microsoft logo on it. It's get Microsoft through us. Like there's no differentiator. There's nothing that makes you any better than quite literally the next person, right? Do you see anything that MSPs can do or could do better that would benefit them, right? Because I don't want this to just be like a Carbon Systems, they're great thing. I want it to be, a ton of value too for them. Do you see something like, especially because you've been in that seat for a while, that they're not leveraging?
You know, a lot of it in my mind is that MSPs will fall into one of two categories. Either they're going to be the people who find a solution and stick with it and look at nothing else, right? So stuck in their ways of stack and process and everything else. And then the other category is the complete extreme of I'm going to try everything as it comes out brand new and put the beta testing on my customers of that, right?
Yep.
I think you need to be somewhere in the middle. You
Mm.
need to always be learning from the vendors in the channel. Go to trade shows, go to conferences, learn about the new technologies out there, but then test it on yourself first. Don't put it on your customers right away. I think having conversations with all the vendors in the channel is highly valuable because even if it's not a product that you necessarily need in your MSP, you're going to learn something from that conversation. I take away something from every conversation with every person that I have in the channel.
Well, don't take lessons from me on how to grow hair. That's for sure. All right.
Poor Ben. Yeah.
Gotta have one hair joke in there at some point.
While we're talking about Microsoft branded content and kind of like if you subscribe to Tech Tribe and you get some of their kind of pre-made stuff, a good segue to talk about one of the big pushes for Carbon Systems this year, which is that we are working on a similar kind of thing. We want to create content for MSPs to use with their end users. So plug and play marketing help. And this is going to be stuff like social media graphics, win cards, helpful guides, and all of it will be co-brandable. So that's something to look forward to this year.
Oh, I like it. Cool. So, and so this is good. Now, that kind of brings me to the next thing, talking about big things. I rumor has that there's a giveaway in the air.
Yes. So yeah, we are going to be giving away a NUC, 13th gen Intel NUC. All that we ask is that you sign up to our email list and exchange, and you can find the URL for that at bit.ly/hot summer. So that's bit.ly/hot-nuc-summer.
I think we'll also be in the description of the
Yeah.
podcast and the YouTube and all that good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. I like it. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a nice thing that they're doing. And I didn't even press them about this. I just said let's do a video about it, and they were like, actually Ben was like, let's just do a giveaway. And to be honest, it was a shock to both of us because that really wasn't the plan. We chatted last week for a few minutes about this, so that's pretty cool. Now, if people want to meet you guys, right? Because I think you guys both bring interesting aspects to it. I've met some other members of your team, and honestly, every interaction I've had with the team has been fantastic. Where are you guys going to be? And then not only where are you guys going to be, even if you're not going to be there, what trade shows do you believe provide the largest benefit to MSPs?
Well, I'll take the first part of that. Probably by the time this video comes out, I'll be in Nashville, but I'll be at ChannelCon next week. So if this video comes out before then, come find me at the booth. The week after, our CEO David will be at Build It Live in Jersey City.
Okay.
And we went to PAX 8 earlier this year. Dan, what are some other shows that you feel like provide a lot of value?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been to about 28 shows a year over the past 4 years. I've been to a lot of them. And, you know, I think there's something good to take away from every show. It depends on where you're at with your MSP as to what shows are best for you. If you're starting out, I think some of the more regional shows are great. Not a lot of travel expense involved. Get to meet a lot of the vendors. There's the ASCIIs, the Channel Pros, and those types of shows work really well for that. Um, as you start to grow and start to grow your tech stack and everything else, you'll find a lot more vendors at ChannelCon, IT Nation, PAX 8 Beyond, Kaseya Connect, some of those larger, more centralized shows. Um, any way you slice it, you get out what you put into the show. If you're going to the show, sitting in your hotel room trying to get work done, you're not going to make a lot out of the show. If you go to the show, you're at um, all the keynote speeches, all the um, other all the other presentations, and going to the vendor expo, talking to people. You're going to get a lot out of the show. You're going to bring back a lot of ideas and just action on those ideas when you get back to the office.
I dig it. I definitely see. I've been to a good amount of shows, not nearly as many shows as you have been, and nor do I ever want to go to that many shows in my entire life. But I will say, uh, there's an alarming amount of people glued to work the entire time, and I just don't understand because why you're spending all this money, all this time, all this energy to go to somewhere else just to work. It behooves me to believe that work is that important, and if you're running a business like that, that should be a clear indicator you're doing something wrong. That you can't step away from the office for a minute to you know to just go and learn and honestly, as hippie as it sounds, be present in the moment. You're
Yeah,
there. Time is a finite resource. Why, you know, I don't know. I think there's so much to learn in these shows. Are you guys going to ScaleCon this year? Yes, no, maybe. I don't care either way. I don't.
Ben.
I don't know.
Okay.
Um, but like even being a speaker at ScaleCon, and truthfully, I don't make any money if more people show up or less show up. I just like speaking there, and I think it's a great. I actually genuinely believe it's a good show to attend. But one of the things that I will say is like it's alarming how many people are working, and then on top of that, there's this like weird things that happens right at shows. Now I'm speaking right, and I'm there to learn also, but I'm mainly there to speak. But the craziest thing is like the amount of people that get super amped up, and I did keep in connection with a handful of people, and some people joined MSP Heroes that were there, which is super cool. But what what really blows my mind is how many people just don't do anything after these conferences, right? There was a lot of people that went there. Like I said, I kept in contact with them. We talked about myself and other speakers, sales, marketing, changing things on your website, changing your messaging, adding calls to action, adding lead magnets, and all these great things. And the amount of people that there's just this weird obsession with going to trade shows and then deciding that it's not, or just deciding not to do anything. It's kind of alarming to me to see that, and then people wonder why they haven't made any forward progress in the business.
Yeah, it's insane. I
Um,
don't understand it either. You go to a show, you come back with great ideas, things to implement, and then are surprised when nothing changes because you haven't changed anything. You
haven't
know?
changed anything.
Yeah.
It's insane. It really is insane, and I hate to say that, but there's just this overwhelming number of people that just don't do anything, and it's crazy to me because it takes some of the actionable tips that I heard were nuts. So that's pretty cool. And then I know you guys are coming out with a new policy for servers, if I recall. And now you guys are. It really sounds like you guys are competing with the big boys out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, if you have one of our standard 3-year warranties with a server, we're allowing you to extend that up to 7 years. So even if it's a machine that's already in the field, as long as it's still within warranty, you can extend that now to 7 years.
Cool. And what's the process for servers, computers, and all that as far as warranty or support process goes for? Because I know I called in, but taking it one step further for anybody.
Sure. Dan, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So our warranty process comes from our experience with, you know, traditional OEMs and how much wasted time there is. I mean, with a traditional OEM, you're calling in, you're going through tier one support, it's a pain. You know, nobody likes it. So with our process, since we only work with MSPs, we know the MSP knows what they're talking about. We know that a ticket's already open. We know that they've already done troubleshooting. So our MSPs can call us and say, call or email, give us a serial number, what's wrong with the machine, and what troubleshooting that they've already done. And we skip past that troubleshooting. There's no reason to redo it, right? So it's going to be a quicker time to get to the meat of the troubleshooting. We will have additional troubleshooting for that person to try. But once it's determined that it's hardware, we're going to advance cross ship a complete replacement unit. We're not just sending out parts. So many times when I was in the field, I would get, oh, we think it's your motherboard. And then tech would come out, replace the motherboard. It was really the SSD or RAM. Now I'm waiting another week for somebody else to come out with the right part to hopefully fix it. I look terrible to my clients, right? So with our advanced replacement warranty, the MSP is getting everything they need to fix it right the first time, every time, not having to wait on additional parts. And then they
60%
just
of the
simply,
time, every time. Sorry. I
yep,
couldn't. It's just a great line from a great movie.
yeah. And then, you know, they simply pack it up in the box and put the prepaid label on it and send the rest back. So,
I love it. I love it. And
yeah,
truthfully, it just makes your life easier. I will also tell every MSP that is listening to this, if you do not one standardize your stack, right, you're definitely missing out. But two, you should probably have a couple extra computers on hand just in case anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Little pro tip for, my members know, but not every MSP out there knows. So that's pretty cool, man. This was good. Is there any final thoughts, things you want to say, tips, tricks, things that MSPs should know? Um, Anything like that?
Ben?
Uh, I don't think I have any additional tips for MSPs, but yeah, Carbon Systems is the hardware partner that is built for MSPs by MSPs, and I think Dan, you said that a couple of times, but uh, yeah, I think that truly is what makes us different.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're about the partnership. So if somebody needs something, they can come to us, they can talk to us about their need, and we'll figure out a solution for them. You
I
know,
love it. I love it. And you'll talk to Dan, you'll talk to the team, and if anyone has any complaints, let them know. Let me know because I'm fully transparent. I like to, tell people what I'm hearing, what I'm not hearing, all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, I like to come down I shouldn't say I like to, but if I have to go talk to a vendor and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm hearing," start sprucing things up. I like to be able to do that because I genuinely I say this on a bunch of videos, but at the end of the day, yes, I'm in business to make money. Something's got to put food on the table, and I'm a portly fellow myself. I enjoy the food, but it is super super important that I truly just care about MSP succeeding and hearing people's success stories. And I genuinely love hearing from somebody when they're like, "Hey, I took your recommendation, massive change, right?" Melts my heart 100% of the time. I think it's the coolest thing in the world, and um, Carbon Systems was generous enough to once again hook me up with a computer, an absolute beast of a computer, by the way. I drinking the Kool-Aid. I have no reason not to. I threw everything I could at this thing. The team has been fantastic. It's a glowing recommendation from me. If anyone hears anything differently, let me know, because then I'll put them in their place. But um, I think having a vendor that cares about MSPs in a world where they fakely care is really, really important.
Thanks so much, Harrison.
Yeah, completely agree.
Gents, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining, and look forward to getting to see you guys in person. Other than that, everyone else, growth-generators.com, carbon sys.
CarbonSYS.com.
Yeah, Carbon SYS. Find us on LinkedIn. Find us on Facebook.
There'll be links down below. Go grab it. Go get the free computer. I love everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks.